Good day, welcome viewers to these great efforts at helping students and learners in general to get acquainted with the solutions to exam questions, particularly the Jamb Commerce for year 2023. So please, let's get on the board. I want to welcome you. Please pay attention and follow me as I move. I hope that this will help you very well in preparing for your exams and maybe getting used to this topic, also to this subject called commerce. So follow me as I go. These are the questions that have been asked the previous year examination in commerce for Jamb. So let's try and give solutions to them together. So let's move. You're welcome on board. Number one question here says, which of the following attracts only interest but leaves the capital unpaid? Like I always make sure you understand, in any question, there's always a point, either a phrase or a word or an expression that will make the answer a little bit more clearer to you than not. So read with focus, read with interest, read with understanding, so that the option can become much more clearer as to which is the right one. It says, attracts only interest but leaves the capital unpaid. Only interest but leave the capital what? Unpaid. Now, even from the English aspect of understanding, you can read the words and the answer will be very clear to you. Now it says number A says redeemable bond. Redeemable bond. Meaning this can be recovered or can be repaid. We have a long-term loan. Long-term loan. As you pay a loan, you also pay the capital alongside. Development bond, also we have that. We have an irredeemable bond. Leave the capital unpaid. Irredeemable bond. So our answer is what? Our answer is D, irredeemable bond. The document that explains the type of shares available for sales to the public. The types of shares available to the public, right? Explains is what? The document that explains the type of shares available for sale to the public. To the what? Public. Not to members of shareholders. Is what? It's a prospectus. That is a document that companies use to advertise shares to the public, all right? It tells you the kind of share that you can buy, all right? Whether it's preference or ordinary, okay? So yes, our next question, number 3, says that the principle which requires the insurance company to disclose to the proposer all material facts of the risk to be covered is what? In fact, these are one of the principles of insurance, okay? The one that requires that both the insured and the insurer, all right, must disclose all facts to each other. Nothing should be hidden, so that at the point where at the point of call, no one will say, you didn't tell me this, or I wasn't aware of this. It's called what? It's called utmost good faith, and which other name is called uberrima fide. Okay? You refer to as what? Uberrima fide. Not contribution, not subrogation, not proximate cause. All right? It's utmost good faith, or uberrima fide. Now, insurance against burglary is an example of what? Insurance against burglary is an example of what? Remember, I told you insurance is a topic that must not be avoided in commerce. So you see it here now. A is non-indemnity insurance. I mentioned that there are 2 types of insurance, indemnity and what? Non-indemnity. Others can become part of those types of insurance. We have indemnity and what? Non-indemnity. All right. The A says non-indemnity insurance, B says fidelity guarantee insurance, C says non-insurable risk, and D says indemnity insurance. Any insurance cover or risk that is covered that can be compensated for, all right, that can be restored back to normalcy is called indemnity. The term indemnity means restoring back to original position or condition before a loss is suffered. So our answer here is what? Is D. It's a part of what? Indemnity insurance. A business, number 5, sorry. A business organization that exploits the capabilities of a member to remedy the weakness of others is a dash. Is it cooperative society? Is it joint venture? Is it partnership? Is it nominal partnership? The pulling together of resources by individuals, capable and incapable, to come together to run a business is mostly seen as what? Cooperative society. So our answer here is what? Is cooperative society. Not joint venture, not partnership, not nominal partnership. So the next question here is the types of letter that are delivered through the normal mail or by air mail express services is referred to as what? All right. We have A is what? Air mail letters, inland letters, registered letters, express letters. As far as letters are delivered through whether it is normal mail services, and now it's talking about air mail express services. The word air mail express services in this equation of procedure to deliver letter gives out the question and the answer. All right. Air mail express emphasizes speedy delivery. Okay. So such a letter goes through what? An express letter services. So our answer should be what? Express letter. Good. Moving forward, number 7. One of the functions of a retailer is what? The major, most important characteristics of a retailer in business transaction is what? Is breaking of bulk. All right. They break bulk and sell in units or bits to retailers. Our answer is what? Bulk breaking. Financing of production, no, that is done by the wholesaler. Provision of credit to relations, this can be happen, but not the most important, right? Provision of jobs, no, to customers, that's not important because they don't do that. An individual that links the producer with the retailer is who? All right, these are middlemen in total. Which of the middlemen, let me put it this way, links the producer to the retailer? From the options we have here, the most relevant. We have a partner, or sorry, a principal, an agent, an entrepreneur, a wholesaler. You should know the answer already because this also can be a business studies question, junior secondary question, so you should know that already. Our answer is what? A wholesaler. The activity which entails buying of goods in bulk and selling in small quantity to retailers is a function of who? Is done by who? The wholesaler. All right? All right, these are not difficult questions, so this Jamb actually did the candidates very well by giving them easy questions, of course, something that will help them do well. Not because they wanted to, but of course, these are questions that you cannot answer because it's generally learned topics, okay? The next one is number 10. An announcement of a person's willingness to enter into a contract is referred to as what? Willingness of a person to enter into a contract. A contract has various aspects: offer and acceptance, right? Consideration, and what? Attestation, or sealing the contract by signing. So at the aspect where somebody expresses their willingness to enter into a contract, what does it entail? From the option we have here, we have consideration, we have acceptance, we have proxy, we have an offer. When you express willingness to accept something, right, to go into any engagement, so it means that what you have accepted it. So the answer is what? An acceptance. An example of a cartel is what? From the option we have here, we have EU, AU, OPEC, ECOWAS. A cartel is a coming together of similar business operations to form one big one so that they can control production or output or supply or price of their products for the benefit of their members. So in this case, OPEC is one that is most correct. The maximum, that's number 12 now, the maximum number of shareholders in a business or in a public limited company. The maximum number of shareholders in a public limited company is what? Remember, shareholders, public limited, public limited. That's where your mind should lie. We have for private limited, we have a public limited as what? Limited liability companies. So for public limited, the maximum is what? We have minimum to be 7, maximum to be what? Endless. All right, so we have it to be what? Unlimited. We have endless members that can own public limited companies, all right? And that's what unlimited as the word refers. The next one is the macro environmental forces and trends which are a constraint on business operation are referred to as what? The macro environmental forces and trends which are a constraint on business operations are referred to as what? We have external factors, we have internal factors, we have economic factors, we have technological factors. Macro environmental forces and trends. Environmental forces, okay? It's not internal forces. It's not economical factors. It's not technological. Environmental, that's what we have it at external factors, okay? Those are the things that will pose a constraint to business operations if they are not properly managed by the business itself. Okay, we have external factors as our answer. The rates where a country's export exchanges for its import is called what? The rate of exchange for a country's export for its import. That's what the question is trying to say, all right? It's referred to as what? Terms of trade. That is the ratio of the country's export price to import price, all right? It's called terms of trade. Okay. Here, this is data response question. It's a data response question. So it says, find what? Gross profit. Ordinarily, we would have gone for most calculation, but the Jamb has helped you here. They were able to calculate for you. They gave you cost of goods sold because you're supposed to have done the working by yourself. They have done that. If you add purchases to stock, you have what? Cost of goods available for sale, which is 270,000 naira. Then when you remove closing stock, all right, which is 40,000 naira, or I think, yeah, that's naira, you have what is called cost of goods sold. And then under you have expenses, rent. And they say determine the gross profit. It's as simple as what? Subtracting cost of goods sold from your sales value. That will give you what? The cost of goods sold, and the figure in this case is 370,000 naira minus 230,000 naira. That will give us 140,000 naira as our answer, and then the answer is what? B. The next one says calculate the net profit. Net profit is gross profit minus what? Operating expenses. Okay, so we take a what? The new one we have here is what? Rent expenses. So that is 35,000 naira removed from what? From your gross profit, which is 140,000 naira. When you take away this value from gross profit, you have gross profit is what? Is 140,000 naira, and our expenses is what? 35,000 naira. So what is the net profit? It is 140 minus 35,000 naira, which will give you 105,000 naira. So A is our answer in this one. So a factor, that's question 17 now, so we are number 17 out of the 40 questions you answered in Jamb Commerce. Now it says a factor necessary for citing a warehouse. Please take note. Don't rush into answering this question because you might think you're talking about industry. This is what? A warehouse. A factor necessary for citing a warehouse is what? Is nearness to what? A, is it nearness to labor? Is it nearness to capital? Is it nearness to consumer, or nearness to raw materials? The best fitting option here is what? Nearness to what? The market where the goods in the store or warehouse is located. So we're talking about what? Consumers here. Consumers forms what? The market for the products being stored for sales. The next question says, which of the following is not a veritable source of funds? Veritable source of funds to a public limited company. Not a source of fund to a public limited company, that's PLC. We're not talking about government here, right? We're not talking about government-owned businesses. This is public limited liability companies. Okay? A says advances and loans from bank. Not a source, all right? Advances from loans and banks, government financial grants, funds from the sales of shares, internally generated revenue. Government grants are not a regular source of money to these kind of companies. In fact, government has hardly given them money. So in this case, our answer is what? Government financial grants, okay? Now, all this other question has to do with partnership. You see, I told you partnership is a topic that cannot be avoided in Jamb Commerce. Here I have an item, Roman figure 1 to 4. They are asking you which of these is both merit and demerit in partnership. There's a particular one out of these 4 that represents, that can stand as an advantage and still as a disadvantage to a partnership. Look at it from one angle, it's an advantage. From other angle, is what? It's a disadvantage. So let's look. Is it one only? One only is what? It's unlimited nature. Partnership has what? Unlimited liabilities. We know that already. Roman figure 2 says the number of partners. Number of partners, 2 to what? 10 to banking industries, 2 to 20 for other businesses. The number of partners, is there an advantage? Is it advantage in what sense? We look at it. The withdrawal of a major partner and the risk bearing of the business. Which of these stands as an advantage as well as a disadvantage for a business in partnership? It's a tough one, but we know the answer. The answer is what? The answer is B. Why is it B? The more the number of partners you have, the better income, the source of finance that we'll get, because the more partners you have, the more contribution of partners to capital. It's an advantage. All right? The lesser the number, the lesser capital. Again, the more partners you have, the less share of profit you're going to have as a partner. All right? It's an advantage, it's a disadvantage. And as well, the lesser partners you have, the more profit share will come to you. The lesser the partners, the lesser the technical abilities that will be supported to the business, that will be supporting the business. That is, those who have the technical abilities to support the business efficiency might be reduced. All right, but if you have more, you have better chances of having more technocrats in the partnership fold. So yes, the number of partnership or partners is an advantage, and still what is an advantage to the partnership business. The process of dividing tasks into jobs and departments and then delegating authority is known as what in business? The process of dividing tasks into jobs, departments, and delegating authority is known as what in business management? Number 1, or the A says organizing, B says staffing, C says leading, D says directing. When you are dividing tasks into jobs and into departments and giving people authorities to function, you are doing what? You have organized the business, all right? So the answer is what? Organizing. An agent who has to sell perishable goods without the prior authority of the owner becomes an agent by what? When an agent has to take charge, become responsible to sell perishable goods without the prior authority of the owner of the goods, at that point, the agent becomes what? Is acting based on what? Is it based on estopel? Is it based on conduct? Is it based on necessity? Is it based on ratification? Of course, by now I know that you have known the answer because of how I approached the analysis. So our own is what? The answer is what? By necessity. It became what? An agent by what? Necessity. That's our answer. Option C is the answer. Then a major function of Chamber of Commerce is what? What is their major characteristic? What do they engage mostly? What is their primary purpose for engaging in these activities of Chamber of Commerce. A says promoting both home and what? Foreign trade. B says increasing productivity. C says maximizing profits. D says promoting trade in a particular line. Chamber of Commerce promotes trade in cities, all right? In cities where they belong to, where they're located. Trade in general, all right? Not a particular product line or business. So their function here is what? To ensure that both locally manufactured goods and foreign goods are promoted. So in this case, they promote what? Both home and what? Foreign trade, because using trade fair as a point of promotion or chambers of commerce activities, which is one of their major tools, trade fair, they give room for what? Both locally manufactured goods and foreign goods to be displayed. So in that case, they promote what? Foreign and home products, okay? Good, so that's the answer. The next one here is what? They says, which of the following regulates and controls the activities in the Nigerian Stock Exchange? Who is responsible to regulate and control activities in the stock exchange? Who? The person or the body responsible for this is what? Is Security and Exchange Commission. There's no way, no need to beat around the bush. It's not BPE, it's not Bureau for Private Enterprises, it's not CBN, it's not NDIC, all right? So it's what? It's Security and Exchange Commission, all right? That's our answer. The payment made by a speculator. Speculators are participants in the stock exchange. The bulls, the bears, and the stag, all right? These are speculators in the stock market. Now, the payment made by a speculator to the buyer when he is unable to deliver stock on the agreed date is what? On the agreed date is what? Is it backwardation? Is it franco? Is it arbitrage? Is it contango? Our answer is what? Is franco, franco, franco. That is, the question itself defines what? Franco as a concept, all right? The question is a definition for what? Is for definition for franco. That's what it means, okay? It's a payment made by a speculator failing to deliver stock as an agreed date. That is what? Franco. Parts payments made on allotted shares by subscribers is usually by what? Is usually the what? Part payments made on allotted shares by subscribers is usually the what? Is it issued capital, subscribed capital, called up, authorized? It's what? The answer is C. Called up what? Capital. That's the answer. They always call what? They are referred to as calls, all right? Calls. So it's what? Called up capital. I hope you're following. Please pay attention. You can also help yourself with your textbooks to cross-check these things and hope that you get them sorted out, okay? Which of the following legislation aims primarily at the protection of consumers? These are legislations in business, or you can call it business law or legal aspect of business. Which of them usually is aimed at protecting the consumer? Remember, I told you the legal aspect of business is also there, all right? So here we are right now as a question that pops up from there, all right? So, which of them protects the consumer? Is it law of contract? No. Is it law of the Trade Description Act? Is it Companies Act? Is it Partnership Act? The answer is very clear, all right? Trade Description Act. That is, you don't have to lie about the content of your product, what it can do. That's the measurements of your product, so that consumers will not be deceived. And that means this act aims at what? Protecting the consumers of your product or of products in the market. The next question is number 27. A bill of exchange already accepted, can be discounted by the holder in what? already accepted, okay, cleared to be genuine, cleared to be up to date, cleared to be tradable, okay, all right, can be discounted by the holder in where? Is it central bank? Is it at least 2 banks? Is it his own bank alone? Or is it at any bank? The answer here is what? The answer here is open, all right? You can discount it in any bank that will accept it from you. Any bank that can discount bills of exchange, all right? You can take it there for a discount. You can discount it there. So yeah, that's the answer is what? Any bank, all right? An agreement that is enforceable in law is called what? Agreement between 2 persons to carry on a business that is backed, that is enforceable, right? By law is what? Is a contract. All right? Our answer is what? Contract, not an offer, not an acceptance, not a consideration. It's what? Is a contract. Now, at the collapse of a business enterprise, when an entity fails, can no longer operate, the person appointed to dispose of the asset is called what? It's called who? Is he an auctioneer? Looks more like it, but no. Is he a broker? In the aspect of business enterprises, okay, in this question context, is he a liquidator? Is he an auditor? The answer is what? The answer is a liquidator. A liquidator is one that brings a business to an end and disposes it off accordingly to the terms and conditions applicable in the CAC Act. Okay? So a liquidator is the answer. Here, the next question says, the process of converting a non-profit making organization, the process of converting a non-profit making organization to a profit making business is what? Is it A, indigenization? Is it B, privatization? Is it C, deregulation? Is it D, commercialization? As far as a business has become profit making, it means it's buying and selling, and the essence of doing this is what? Is to make profit. That means the business has become what? Commercialized. A government business that makes profit is what? It's a commercialized business. So it's what? Commercialization. The fees charged on postal order by the post office is what? The fees charged on postal orders by the post office is what? All right, let's look at it. Is it interest? No. Is it brokerage? That's for the broker's reward. Is it poundage? Maybe. Is it premium? No, it's not premium. Premium is the money paid by an insured to the insurance company on a monthly basis or regular basis. So our answer here is not interest. Our answer here is what? Is brokerage. Sorry, it's poundage. Okay. Our answer is what? Poundage. That is what is charged on the postal order by the post office. So we are coasting home already. Number 32. A government policy that encourages the transfer of ownership from foreigners to indigenes of a country is known as what? Any policy of the government that supports the transfer of ownership of businesses from foreigners to indigenes of a country is known as what? Is it nationalization? Remember they say what? Indigenes. Is this privatization? Is it commercialization? No, it's what? It's indigenization. So the answer is what? C. Our answer is what? Indigenization. So our answer is C. The government agency that involves in issuing export licenses is who? Which of the government agencies are responsible for issuing export licenses? He says Nigeria Export Processing Zone, Nigeria Export Promotion Council, Nigeria Export Authority, Customs and Excise Authority, that's D. So A says Export Processing Zone, B says Export Promotion Council, D says Export Authority, and D says Customs Assessment. So our answer is what? Export Promotion Council, B. That's our answer. Then 34 says one disadvantage of advertising is that it does what? One disadvantage of advertising is that what? One, A, it says it could be misleading. B, decreases sales. C, reduces profits. And D, causes overstocking. Which of these will be seen as a disadvantage for advertising? When people advertise, they do all and say all manner of things that will make the consumer patronize the product. In so doing, they could infuse some degree of lies or falsehood, right? That could make you feel, oh, I think I need this one. I think this one is good for me. So it says what? It could be misleading. So that's one advantage, or sorry, one problem or disadvantage with what? Advertising, not the rest. Okay? It could be what? It could be misleading. The next question here is 35. It says the concept that refers to the sales, transfer, or exchange of goods and services is what? The concept that refers to the sales, transfer, or exchange of goods and services is what? Is it industry? Is it trade? Is it tariff? Is it marketing? Two answers are here that look similar, but the best fit is what? Is trade. So our answer is what? B. Okay? 36 is a demerit of communication. Remember, I've told you those topics that are on. In fact, every topic I've mentioned so far has been covered in this particular question I've been answering since. All the topics I've covered from those topics that are most common in Jamb Commerce have also come out here, just this past year question. So it's the same for all the years past. They could have some more extras added, but these are the basic, the fulcrum for Jamb questions. So you see this one now, this communication is to trade. It says a demerit of communication is that it does what? A, it makes payment for goods cumbersome. Is that true? B, it increases the cost of goods in transit. Is that true? C says it gives room for distortion of facts. Is that true? D says it hinders quick reception of messages over a long distance. Wow. Now, I think they're using D to distract you. Our answer is what? Our answer is C, because it says communication can give room to what? Distortion of facts. It can be altered in various ways. Similar to advertising, okay? Not so different from advertising. They could be what? They can be misleading. All right, so our answer is what? C. The function of commerce in relation to production is what? The function of commerce in relation to production is what? A, commerce, A, is it helping in the extraction of raw materials from nature? Is that the function of commerce as affects production? B, it says providing a link between the different stages of conversion of goods. C, yielding results. Is that the function of commerce to production? And D, satisfying. Now, when you look at the question, it says, what commerce does in relation to production is what? When you talk about distribution, all right? That's where your answer lies, okay? So commerce what? Provides a link in between the different stages of what? Conversion of goods or production, that is, from extraction to processing, to transportation to processing, to transformation of different forms, okay, to transportation to final consumer is what? Is commerce, right? That's talking about is to trade, okay? Yes, that's what the answer is. The answer is option C. I'm sorry, option B. The next question here is what? says an advantage of the division of labor is what? An advantage of the division of labor is what? A, productivity and total output is increased. When the act of division of labor is carried out, what is the benefit? According to the option that we have here, it says that productivity and total output is increased. B, the monopoly of tasks is eliminated. That OD is not odd, it's off. OD is supposed to be off, OF. The monopoly of tasks is eliminated. That loss of individual craftsmanship is minimized. That interdependence of workers increases remuneration. Wow. The most important advantage of division of labor is what? It increases what? Output or productivity and total output of labor. Labor can produce more, output will increase. Okay, that's the best option here. Okay, so the number 39 is where we are right now. We're almost to the end of it. The question says, a major objective of all business resources. All business resources, what is their major aim in going into business? What's the answer? A, public relations. B, profit sharing. D, human relations. C, human relations. D, profit making. All business establishments, all right? That is not government business, of course. That is not voluntary establishment or let's say, voluntary organizations, NGOs, okay? They are all involved in what? In profit-making ventures as an objective. So answer is what? Answer is D. A document that lists the goods that are being sent from one place to another is what? That lists the goods that are being sent from one place to another is what? Is it mail transfer? Is it shipping notes? Is it bill of lading? Is it consular invoice? This document is called shipping note. It has the content of everything that is in the transit from one place to another, from one vehicle or one means of transport to another, okay? To one place to another is what the shipping note. Wow. Fortunately, we have come to the end of this review. So you can see that this video is going to be a very helpful tool for you to prepare in these topic areas and in this Jamb that you're preparing next, the forthcoming Jamb. All right, so I believe that you find this tool very, very necessary, very helpful for you to prepare and make the most of your exams and get the best out of it and become much more successful than you would have been without this tool. So I urge you to patronize our ExamGuide app from Tech Consults. Please go ahead. We encourage you to do it because this is what we aim to do, to help you prepare, to support your process of preparation towards Jamb and other exams as the case may be. We also have apps for SSCE, we have apps for BSc and others. Please do well to download them and use them for your preparation.